is up, you heathens and demons, sinners and saints, beautiful blasphemous bastards. Welcome back. I almost said to the raging atheist. Old habits die hard. Welcome back to Knock TV. I got a lot to look at again today. These people. I don't want to talk to you right now. You just ruined the charge on my phone. Oh, there it goes. All right. Interesting day today. Interesting day. I don't know. Some folks just can't have jobs. Sophia of Athens. What's up, Trusty 8? What's up, Kent Hovind CPA? Sophia? Halcyonic Kaiju? Oh, yeah, thank you. I just kind of use it to cover the bunk beds back there. If my daughter wants to come up here and chill on her bunk bed, she can while I'm streaming. Unless I'm just saying like real derogatory shit, I'd make her leave. But usually she's not up here when I'm streaming. But it's just so I don't have to worry about like bunk beds in the background and stuff. I kind of miss my green screen now that I threw it away. I wouldn't have enough room in this small little itty bitty room where I keep my computer for a green screen anyway. But hopefully, maybe around the time I'm hoping to roll out the new channel next March, April, I should be getting a new place, my own place again. So hopefully I'll have more room then to maybe paint one of the walls green and do it right. Do it right. How y'all doing? So it's been an interesting day. We find out today that Charlie Kirk shooter has been arrested, or at least the person that is assumed to be Charlie Kirk's shooter. Only, we found out today, but the person was arrested last night. I wonder why. I wonder why that happened. That seems strange. We didn't find out about it last night. The person was arrested around 10 o'clock, whatever time zone Utah's in. I'm probably the one in the middle, one of the ones in the middle. I think that's probably not my time zone, Eastern. So maybe around 11 o'clock, we couldn't get that news then. No, we had to wait. I wonder why we had to wait for that news today. I wonder why. Couldn't be a narcissistic president, wannabe emperor. No. So we've spent the last few days being told that Democrats are responsible for all violence in the United States, that our rhetoric is dangerous. Some people have said that they need to go to war with us, which I can only conclude to mean like they need to kill us. People like C.J. Cox, liberals need to be destroyed. C.J. Cox today asking for the apologies of leftists, talking about Republicans being fascists. And if we would only apologize, C.J. in his humble greatness will forgive all of us. Even me, he said. Even me. Well, it turns out the shooter wasn't transgender. Turns out the shooter, as far as I'm seeing, and as far as our friend, I say our friend, I'm a fanboy of, Kyle Kalinski's going to tell us. It's pretty much what I'm finding. Registered nonpartisan, donated to Donald Trump. I've heard talk, I haven't seen talk of pictures in his Donald Trump Halloween costume. I haven't seen those. I've only heard talk of those. We're going to hear from Brett Keane how he's an atheist, and Brett Keane, I guess, has the receipts to prove it. I didn't watch the whole video, so maybe he'll actually show those receipts, but I doubt it. But if he is an atheist, like, why does that matter? I don't. Are you? Does there need to be a war against atheists? We'll ask that question. Does there need to be a war against atheists? I think most Christians would probably say, yeah, we could be cool with that. So a lot to talk about today. A lot has happened today. So I think we'll start with that. I also have a conversation that happened yesterday on Missing Mod's channel. Got a little heated at points. I might have dropped a couple F-bombs at points. And I'm going to show that later. Missing Mod's channel is, I love it. Missing Mod I find to be one of my favorite creationists. One of my favorite Hovenites. She has fun with Hovend. And I find her to be fair and a pretty open person. Unfortunately for her, like a lot of her, she does, well, fortunately for me, she does a lot of her rooms in the middle of the afternoon, usually starting right about the time I'm getting home from work. So it kind of works out for me. Although I do have to go pick up my daughter, usually. But unfortunately for her, like her rooms seem to have a lot of like lefties and atheists in it, like overwhelmingly so. So, you know, I prefer the rooms to where it's just a couple of us lefties and atheists versus, you know, like more righties and theists. But, you know, you take what you can get in the middle of the afternoon. And again, I you know, I'm not too familiar with the community anymore. I had completely unsubscribed from almost anything. I changed my algorithm to be like YouTube reactions to movies and music and shit. And slowly my algorithm's starting to come back on the politics side. But I could remember a couple channels, you know, really probably should subscribe to like the bigger atheist channels, though I never really have watched the bigger atheist channels. I like Godless Engineer, but I kind of stopped watching all them big channels a long time ago, focusing on my own, focusing on, you know, channels around the same size of my own or even smaller than my own, building a community in what I love to call the gutter, that I proudly call the gutter of life, you know, like, because I live in the gutters, so I might as well live in those gutters on YouTube. And I like to roll around in the mud. I still do, even in my sobriety, you know. So yeah, I'm going to show that conversation in its entirety, at least the parts that I'm there for. I thought it was a pretty good conversation. Missed being in a room with Peter. It's been a while. You know, I always enjoy when Aiden's in the room. These are you know, allies that I can usually feed off of. Jay Passick's going to be in there at some points. And, you know, Jay's been around, you know, my channel since the very beginning. I've always had a really pretty good relationship with Jay and his brother Jefferson. I think maybe a couple drunken moments, you know, but usually we're pretty good, you know. So it's fun to be back and getting back into it and doing it sober this time. I'm really enjoying it. I thought the conversation was worthy of showing on the channel. But not only because it's a worthy conversation, but I think, you know, like Missing Mod deserves it. Like, if you guys don't know that I'm hopping into these rooms and a couple of you guys are around in the afternoon and you're subscribed and you can see that she's streaming, and maybe I'll be there, you know, and you know, I'm trying to be more patient than before. I think I'm doing pretty good at that, though I do sometimes fail. So, yeah, what's up, chat? How y'all doing today? Let's see. We got more people than the last time I looked. So, Smokey Saints here. What's up, Smokey? Just here to trigger CPA. Yeah, that'll usually do it. Amateur conversationalist. What's up? Is that really John? What's going on? John, if that is you, I know you don't want to hear it. You're probably well over it, but I do owe you an apology. You know, I don't think that I was wrong for defending Danny, but I was definitely wrong for the way I went about it. And I was drunk out of my ass, and I had been lying to you about, you know, about my drinking. So yeah, I owe you an apology. You have my apology. I'm sorry. I don't expect you to accept it, but you know, now that I'm truly sober. I've been sober for a couple years now. I say a couple years, but I really don't know how long it's been. It might have only been a year and a half. I don't really keep track of it. I don't go to 10-step programs, but I am sober now. I've actually quit smoking cigarettes. I'm on my vape. I don't smoke weed flower anymore unless I got a coupon for it, like I'm probably going to have some tomorrow because I got a coupon for a free 7 grams of top shelf flower. But, usually it's just my weed, my vape weed and my vape nicotine and no alcohol, coffee and soda only. And, I owe quite a few people apologies because even if I was right in certain situations, or feel like I was right in certain situations, I went about it in the wrong way. Usually because I was drunk off my ass and had no rein in on my emotions. I'm now that I'm back, I'm being honest about that. Before I left, I was being honest about the drinking and how I had not been sober the entire time that I said that I was. In fact, I was drunk off my ass most of the time that I said I was sober, but that's what alcoholics do. We live in denial. We want it to be true. It just isn't. So now I'm a Taoist, although I'm still an atheist. I don't believe in any God, but I follow some Eastern philosophies, and I hope you're doing well. And if that is indeed John, then really good to see you. What else? Tom is here. I haven't seen Tom in a long time. Tom, OG troll of the Raging Atheist. Spooky. Blessed be he. Alright, so let's get into this. The morning started off right. Our president had to inform us that they got him. Although they got him yesterday. I don't know, maybe they didn't tell us last night because, Trump had to do it himself. So, let's see.
Judge's epic performance coming after this exchange with the commander-in-chief.
You're going to win. You're going to go all the way. And you'll get in the playoff. I wish he was a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. What a big player. What a So you have that much muscle, you have to hit the ball further. You're a fantastic player.
I appreciate that.
Unbelievable big player. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Great to know you.
And let's hope, Yankee fans hope, the Yankees go on a big winning streak as they head to Boston. For more on the baseball talk, here's the President of the United States. Great to see you, Mr. President.
Welcome, Mr. President.
Well, it was like the old days. I was at the Yankee game with Randy and all of the Steinbrenners, the family, which is a great family. And George was a good friend of mine, great friend of mine, actually. And they won the game. I didn't want to go to a loser. They won. And I met the players in the morning, and then I met them. I spoke to them in the morning.
Brandon?
I tell you what. I met him just before the game. I said, "You got to win this game. You're going to make me."
I like that comment. Brandon says, "President, more like puppet king." I think I agree. I think or puppet emperor. And I guess I should start with it's good to see Trump able to be at the Fox News studio. I was concerned. I seen the video from the 9/11 memorial on, I think it was, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning. Dude looked like he had just had a stroke. Like half his face was all droopy. Definitely not looking like he had at least a major stroke here. Although we didn't get to see him walk to the couch, probably on purpose. But still, and I'm being sincere. You want your president, even if you don't like the direction he's taking in the country, and I definitely do not, you definitely don't want a puppet, with his strings on a president that is incapable of being president, especially if that puppet is probably going to be the neo-Nazi Stephen Miller. Right? So really happy to see Trump on that couch, even though, that's a double-edged sword.
Look bad if you don't win this game. And they were great. And Aaron Judge, he is some player but he is some strong guy. He had the biggest forearms. You know, I've seen weightlifters.
Yeah.
I've never seen arms this big. And he's a fantastic person, too, so he's great. And he got up, hit 2 home runs, a single.
They're saying you're responsible for this since he shook your hand.
A lot of people, that's what they're saying.
I felt like Newt Rockney, right? You got to win this game, and they had to win that game. That's an important game for them. And they had a couple of games where they lost, and it was a big game for them. So I was very happy. And Randy Levine, the whole family has been just fantastic with me, and we had a good time, and the fans were really nice. You know, you never know what you're going to get in New York, in a New York ballpark, but we got a tremendous applause because they love the country.
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial.
Man, I'm assuming that had to be John. It had amateur conversationalist was John, unless John gave away his channel. So I'm assuming that was John. So yeah.
We were all watching that. And
Yeah.
J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to
Right.
be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the
Oh, let me turn it on. All right, so let me say all that again because I did my mute thing. You're seeing me smoke a cigarette after I just said I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. Somebody gave me a cigarette. I struggled with not smoking it, but I do smoke cigarettes sometimes. Usually they're disgusting when I do. This is really nasty. Like the moment I lit it up, I was like, ugh. And it wasn't the first time I lit it today. And I said, ah. And right now I'm going, ah. So I don't like it when I do it. And it's usually a reminder like, yeah, you don't do that no more. So yeah, I didn't even realize I lit it until I lit it. But I do smoke sometimes, but it's just not often.
body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which
That's
is
right.
very nice of you. Any updates on this suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we...
Am I purified? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Am I purified in the blood of Jesus Christ? No, sir, I'm not. I have left that behind me with pretty much every other superstition that I used to believe in. I do consider myself a Taoist. I think that there are mysteries in the universe that I cannot comprehend, that I don't pretend to know the meaning of. I think there's mysteries here on this planet that I do not comprehend and I cannot pretend to know the meaning of. I think there's an unlimited vast amount of information that I only own a small, minute portion of, and that the portion that I own might be greater than the portion that others own, but far less than the portion that others own as well. So, yeah, like in my Taoism, I can no longer be the raging atheist because I really don't have much anger left, for one. And I don't really consider myself a hardcore atheist because I make room for what I don't know or for what I can't explain in this life. Like a nervous breakdown that I had that I can't quite seem to shake was some revelation to myself, right? Like I know it was a nervous breakdown, but I can't shake the feeling that it was something more. And I don't want to even try to explain that. The greatest tenet of Taoism is you cannot put a name to the Tao. If you're trying to put a name to the Tao, you do not know the Tao. And I do not know the Tao. I only know myself. And so I'm exploring that and trying to find the Tao within. You know, so I love Taoism. I love philosophical Buddhism. I'm really back into meditating and enjoying like the experience of breathing. You know, I don't think human beings enjoy the experience of breathing enough. Like I definitely didn't enjoy the experience of breathing when I was polluting that breath with alcohol, when I was polluting that breath with just vile animosity towards everybody. I don't want to be an animus character. I want to be a character that can hopefully offer some hope and some light and some insight and some normalcy, right? I'm just a normal dude. Like that's like, when I got so full of myself because I had so many people just coming at me telling me how great I was, and the channel was growing pretty fast back then, and I thought I was going to be huge, and I think probably a lot of people thought I was going to be huge, and I just got so fucking full of myself, and like, why we're so insignificant, all of us. Like Elon Musk, what has he done but like pillage the world? Like, we're all just like insignificant creatures thinking that we're so much more significant than we are, and we just need to know ourselves. And once we know ourselves, we can find peace. And I truly believe that. I wish Donald Trump would find peace within himself, so he wouldn't be taking out this nightmare that he has within himself out on everybody else on the planet right now. I think if Donald Trump found some Taoism and some Buddhism, we wouldn't have half the fucking problems we have right now. But he found like a bunch of Christian nationals to blow smoke up his ass, and here we are.
We'll don't get sued and everything else, but I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. Getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant.
Yep, very true, Brandon. Very true.
We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. It's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But
like you notice, like, he doesn't even start with, like, we got the killer thing. He starts with last night I had a pretty good time at Yankees fucking state. Like, who fucking cares about that? Like, I don't fucking care about that. I don't give two shits that you went to the Yankees game. You probably got booed and you're not talking about it because New York fucking hates you. I mean, New York hates Donald Trump worse than anywhere else on the planet.
I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on here?
Job. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very...
Let me just deflect from, like, the facts that I probably do have, but I can't remember them. Let me deflect from the fact that this dude probably voted for me. Now, I don't know that. I don't even know if the information I've heard is true. I can't find it. It's just people kind of talking, So, like, we have to take everything right now with a grain of salt, because as always with these things, with these shooter incidents, with political assassinations, mass shootings, there's going to be a plethora of information that just isn't true. Like, me sitting here telling you that I think that this is a professional hit. And we'll get into that. Like, nah, this wasn't a professional hit. This was just a very inept FBI. This is an FBI we should all be fucking ashamed of. Like, this should not be the FBI representing our nation. It just shouldn't be, because it's a disgrace. But we'll get there.
Proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him in, they said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do.
Oh, that has to be John. That has to be John. So if I got a colonoscopy, should I ask for it purified? That's got to be John.
And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic.
What is up, Kat? Haven't seen Kat in a while. How you doing, Kat? Hope you are well.
Fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said,
so he's lying to you. They got the guy last night. I think, 11 o'clock Eastern time, probably. I don't think Utah is Eastern time. And it was like 10 o'clock Utah time. So like 12 o'clock Eastern time at the latest. You're telling me Trump found out 5 minutes before he walked in that studio this morning? You're telling me they didn't release that information last night so Trump couldn't walk into that Fox studio this morning? If you're telling me that, I have a Trump Tower I can sell you. Seriously. Like, seriously. No, he fucking knew this shit last night. And they planned this shit so he could be the one sitting here telling you. Now, I'm not like the type that's going to go looking for this dude's like social media. I'm just not. Like, I'm not that adept of an investigator. I'm just not. Like, I'll let other people do that. I'll let the information come in. But from what I understand, and maybe it's just common practice these days, like, this dude's socials are just getting scrubbed. And I don't understand why we do that. If that is normal, I don't understand why that's normal. Maybe, like, graphic things, but, like, not everything. Like, shouldn't we have insight into a person's motivations without being told what they are by the government? Why do we have any reason to trust this government or any government? Like, we should have the information you have. Epstein files, right? Like, why should we trust this government who is covering up the Epstein files? Why should we have trusted any government that's covered up the Epstein files? Republicans are right to link Democrats and Republicans both to this because both governments have not released this information to the people. And the government is ours. It belongs to us. They represent us. They're only supposed to be keeping things from us for national security, which they can literally say is anything. But it should actually be national security. Not just whatever they don't want to fucking tell us. That's not how it should be. And it's up to us to hold them accountable. People weren't calling for it during the Biden administration, or at least not very loudly. But Biden didn't really run on releasing it, but he should have. And I think we all know why they didn't. I think it's safe to assume that both parties are deeply compromised. Both parties' donors would be deeply compromised if this information were to get out. I think that's pretty fucking clear. Probably quite a few intelligence agencies as well. So it's not right that either party's doing it. But why, until our government starts showing us that we can trust them, why the fuck should we? Right? I keep hearing about engravings on bullets, which don't really make any sense. I mean, it just doesn't. Why are you going to fuck up, like, the aerodynamics of your bullets and shit? Like, most people are like, why would you do that? I'm not a gun guy, so I don't fucking know, but that's what I'm seeing other gun people say. Like, why the fuck would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. But we haven't seen them, not like we did with the Minnesota shooter. And with any of these things, we need to see you approaching this evidence and like, anybody can write anything on anything. How do we know that you didn't put that shit on there? And it wasn't what you said it was. It wasn't what Steven Crowder said it was. It wasn't what the the Wall Street Journal said it was. So again, like, the information that I'm seeing is registered nonpartisan, so not registered to Democrat nor Republican, but did contribute, I think, $200 and something to the Donald Trump campaign. This last one, I believe. I'm sure if we looked, he probably voted for Donald Trump. Probably could be disappointed in Donald Trump. A lot of Trumpers are. Either it's the Epstein thing or this isn't what I voted for. Like, a lot of Trumpers didn't think they were voting for, like, just, we're going to go to war with Canada, with Mexico, with Venezuela, like, with everybody. Like, it's not what they thought they were voting for. They bought the bullshit about how tariffs were going to make America great again, and now they can't afford groceries. Gas is starting to get a little cheaper. He says something about $2 here, but I ain't seen no $2 gas yet. But it is starting to get a little cheaper, I think. I don't know. I fill up like once a week, so Maybe I'll see differently when I fill up this week. Last week was like $3.15, I think, a gallon.
Looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So, you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Thank you.
You always have breaking news, Ainsley. Sean's going to be.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. How many Democrat Mangionis are out there? I don't know. I think, if I'm going to be honest with you, I think that there's probably quite a few out there right now. Mangionis, those types of things have copycat killers. And, it doesn't necessarily have to be Democrats to copycat. But I think that there has been some more health insurance people, being unalived. It's just like since Luigi Mangione, mainstream media, or really hardly anybody talks about it. Like, you have to dig deep to find that shit. But I think that there has been a few more unalivings of some, people high up in the healthcare insurance business. But honestly, like, if you rape people for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years, sooner or later those people are going to get tired of being raped. What the fuck did they think would happen if they kept denying people and killing people? Sorry, not sorry. Honestly. But it is a good question. Let's see if I got what I think I have up here. Because I think I have maybe a retort to you. Or I didn't keep any of it, did I? No, I didn't. But it shouldn't be too hard to find it again. Let's go here. Boop, boop, boo. Where did I see it? I think it was the second page. I only need to find the one I was looking at. Just one example to counter yours, right? That's all I need. Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. All right, let's go up here. Yeah, I don't know how many Democrat Mangionis out there. This is a study by Emily Kramer, Right-Wing Extremism and Mass Shooting in the United States. But this is a study kind of just focusing on one thing, and this is kind of just some highlights of it. But it's focusing on, like, this dude here, this El Paso mass shooting dude, Patrick Crusius. Crusius? I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. How many right-wing Patricks do you think are out there? Killed 22 people, 24 injured. Walmart in El Paso, Texas. Now, his belief was that immigrants are a threat to America and therefore should be eradicated. His Twitter page here, Trump with, spelled in weaponry, right? How many Republican Patricks do you think are out there? How many? How many do you guess? Take a wild fucking guess. Blessed be he. How many do you think? I would guess a fucking lot, dude. Seriously. Like, you don't want to have a conversation right versus left-wing extremism. You're gonna lose because you only have lies and the bullshit that your fucking president is telling you, which is lies. Look it up. You don't want to have this conversation. It's not close. Seriously, dude. You better, know your facts before you start throwing bullshit. You're what's wrong with this fucking country. Everybody like you. You're disgusting. How many do you think are out there spelling Trump with their fucking weapons they're about to go kill human beings with? How many? Ask yourself. Blessed be he, you Christian. You God-loving Christian. Fuckface. You disgust me.
Very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the police officers that got this guy.
They did a great job. Everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is incredible, by the way. People don't know what a star she is. She's incredible. And it all worked out.
Could I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way. And his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal. And they took it from there. And then it was a father got involved, namely his father.
I really shouldn't bring myself down to the level of fascist. So I apologize, fascist. I apologize, you beautiful Christian you. You're only yourself. I shouldn't say you disgust me. You make me thoroughly nauseous. I apologize.
And said, we got to go in, and they... So I understand it, and again, subject to change, but, you know, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
Did the father know about what the son had done?
I don't know. I'm going to let you...
All right, so essentially what we have going on here was this dude was caught last night. Trump needed to have his narcissist moment on Fox News when he should probably be in the White House, I don't know, taking care of some important shit, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Maybe go in the Situation Room and discuss how Barack Obama wore that tan suit all them years ago, wasting the government's dime. The fuck kind of Twilight universe do we live in? All right, so essentially, he was caught last night because I think his dad's like a sheriff or something in Utah, and I think I just recently saw something about like Utah. That we're talking Trump country here, right? Like the notion. I mean, I'm sure they're there. You know, there's probably a couple atheists there. Probably a couple lefties somewhere mixed in the mix, right? Maybe a socialist or two. Maybe, I don't know. We're talking Utah, right? And dude's like, I guess from the way I understand it went down, he told his dad, like, Dad, I kind of like murdered Charlie Kirk. His dad went to the pastor, I believe, or, the pastor became involved. I think it was the pastor that helped him turn himself in. So we have him last night. Trump has to do his narcissist thing this morning, and he goes on to pretty much continue to say, Democrats are the enemy. Democrats are the reason this happened. There's no, like, evidence of that. Again, like, if it turns out that this dude is, like, let's say he's 22, right? Possible. A lot of, like, max left socialists nowadays are young folks, and you will find them in remote areas like bumfuck nowhere, Utah, right? Like, I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he donated to Donald Trump, voted for Donald Trump, hates how it's been since, and has been radicalized to the social, maybe got into some Discord servers. Like, shit fucking happens. I don't know. Let's say this, let's grant that premise. Doesn't take away from the fact that right-wing extremism is far more preeminent a danger in America than left-wing extremism. Every study shows that. You don't have left-wing militias training out in the middle of the fucking woods, eating donuts, pretending to be like United States Marine Corps. Those are right-wing militias. You haven't had left-wing insurrections. Those have been right-wing. January 6th. Left wings does do their fair share of violence. Summer of Love, BLM riots, not really riots. Let's say police sparked riots, right? And we do defend ourselves, and we do get out of line sometimes. It happens on both sides. So, as a person that has done activism, like real activism, younger days, I'm older now. It wasn't that long. I participated in those BLM, the protest we had up in Grand Rapids. So, and we did get pretty brutalized by the police, and we did punch back. And when I say we, they, I'm too old for all that shit. As soon as it started getting cray, I got the fuck out. But I was there. I was there for the protest. I wasn't there for the police beating the shit out of us part. it is very easy in the moment because your adrenaline is jacked when you're in these things, especially when you got like police or counter protesters right fucking there. Like you get jacked. I've spoken on this channel about how I've been back in the day part of tearing down Confederate statues. Proud of it. But I don't think it. From what I remember, we didn't go there to do that. It just happened in the moment because your adrenaline is jacked. And you're there protesting a fucking statue, and then before you know it, somebody's throwing a rope over the top of it, and you're sitting there celebrating as the thing comes fucking tumbling down. It's not what you planned to do that day. You were just saying fuck this guy, but then you really said fuck this guy. You know, it's just the nature of protesting, and there is definitely a point where that shit gets out of line on both sides. I try to be fair on these things, but it is without a doubt worse on the right than the left, without a doubt. And it's only been made worse by a president that has not just fueled it, but embraced it. We cannot forget that some of those folks he pardoned for January 6th were avid white supremacist neo-Nazis that were found guilty of sedition to this country. He embraces it. Embraces. And I'm willing to have that debate with fucking anybody. Because my list of names are going to be a lot longer than yours. A lot longer. I'm willing to have it with anybody. Alright, so this was the press conference that we finally got this morning after Trump made his fucking appearance. I do believe, if I had the timing right, this is 8 o'clock Utah time. I do believe Trump made his appearance first. You know, they had to let Trump make the announcement, and then, you know, spread his lies and you know, clutch for fascism. You know, like one of the arguments like CJ gives me how this can't be fascism is because we still have a two-party system. But like literally as Trump is saying like we need to arrest the Democrats, and it literally as CJ himself is saying we need to eradicate liberals, we still have a two-party system, so it can't be fascist. Like that's the point. Like you can't be a one-party system till you get rid of the other parties. You got to get rid of them first. We literally have Republicans saying the quiet part out loud, like this is the Reichstag moment, right? Like fucking Nazis. Yet we can't call them fascists. Hurts their little feelings. Hurts their little feelings when we call them fascists. It's okay when they and Trump call us communist and Marxist, you know, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm a socialist. Hey, I've read me some Marx. But most Democrats are corporate fucking shills, bro. They ain't fucking Marxists and socialists, and it's the same demagoguery. It's the same incitement. But it's okay when y'all do it. Not okay when we do it. You know why? Because you're not free speech absolutist. You're free speech for us. Because that's what fascists are. So we'll check out this press conference. And Kash Patel is going to tell you, like, oh no, they actually arrested him. Probably about the time I actually showed up in Utah, they were arresting the dude.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU.
Yeah, I do need to give my props to this Republican governor. Now, this Republican governor has been working his ass off to get this thing solved. But not only that, has been really level-headed in this. Like, when people were, like, being cray-cray, talking, like, war on Democrats and shit, and he, like, literally came out and was like, yo, y'all need to chill the temperature of the room. We know that there's a lot of foreign actors. There's a lot of bots out there putting out a lot of fake information. Like, this Republican governor has been really level-headed, and he did a really good fucking job, I think. Unlike the FBI, who just botched this thing time and time and time again. You know, like this dude is probably behind the scenes cussing all them motherfuckers out and then coming on the cameras being chill as fuck. Like, gotta give him his props.
Surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images.
Pizza starting at $5 after 5 p.m. on weekends at Schlotsky's. Limited time.
I was like, we're going to actually make it without a ad because I forgot to get YouTube Premium yesterday. So I need to do that after this stream. Yeah, that's what I needed to do. I knew I forgot something yesterday, right? So oh, shit. All right. So, yeah.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. Investigators, they talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had.
All right, pushing like every button on every screen except the button I'm trying to push. Still a little rusty. Still a little like I never got good at being like, you know, what they call the talent. I don't really consider myself that, but whatever. Like the dude talking and the dude producing and the dude like trying to line up everything to watch. Like I've never been great at it. Yeah. What did I?
The family member
Stop it! What am I doing? I'm just like fucking everything up. All right, because I just really. Where'd you go? Yeah, back over there. Really, all I want to do is talk to Robin. What's up, Robin? This guy is a groiper. Nick Fuentes put out a video calling for his supporters to target Kirk. It was still up earlier. He has a pic in a Peppa Frog costume and one in Trump costume. Yeah, I like I said, I heard about the Trump costume. Wasn't aware of the Peppa Frog costume. Definitely wasn't aware that he was a groiper. If he was a groiper, then that makes a lot of sense. So that has been one of the common theories, is there was a lot of pressure on Charlie Kirk from farther right than where he actually was. Now, Charlie Kirk was pretty fucking far right? But there were signs that, especially Nick Fuentes, but not just Nick Fuentes, but Nick Fuentes has always been like, for one, like Nick Fuentes is probably as much a narcissist as Donald Trump is. And if you're not aware of who Nick Fuentes is a far right, uber Catholic neo-Nazi. Was in the White House with Donald Trump. I think it was the first term. Yeah, first term. Or maybe it was Mar-a-Lago after the first term. But dinner with Donald Trump. Has recently turned against Donald Trump, but has always been against the rest of the MAGAverse, outside of like, unless he needed to use them to grow his brand, right? Like always, going at the rest of MAGAverse, and now he's going at MAGA itself. I don't know, like he's really, I've seen him prop up Governor Newsom quite a bit, and his groipers are something. Now, like, so if you've seen, and I covered it on my channel, the Mehdi Hassan Jubilee, where he's talking to 20 far-right conservatives, and the guy that's like, yeah, I'm a fascist, he was a groiper. Right? He's a groiper. Groipers are Nick Fuentes' people. They are neo-Nazis. They have come after me in the past. They are very, very, very scary people. I've talked about it, like, I've only had a couple, like, the whole Smokey thing. We went at each other hardcore. My most vicious YouTube feud ever. I never felt unsafe. Never once. I mean, I complained about them calling my work, whatever. I never felt unsafe. With the groipers and with the ISUPK, I did. and even to an extent the NIV, but never like with the Groypers. I was like, holy shit, what did I do? Like I shouldn't have done that because it was scary. It was scary, and I didn't. It didn't play out on the channel very much. I made a couple of videos about Nick Fuentes. It played out in my emails, and it was scary. It was scary shit. So, yeah, that's been like. I could see that, and that would make a lot of sense. It would make a sense on why somebody that donated for Donald Trump probably voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump had a surge in young white males voting for him this past time. That would explain why he would be the one to take out Charlie Kirk. Now, again, I'm going to wait for all the information to come in. You know, like, I want to see it, I want to breathe it, and I want to be able to trust the information that we're getting. I don't trust them scrubbing social medias that shouldn't be scrubbed. Like, if it's like a manifesto, I can understand scrubbing it as long as you release it after. Right? Like, we should be able to understand why these people do the things that they do. We need to be able to understand why the people that do these things do the things that they do. And I think everybody should take an interest and find out, but especially the experts on these issues need to have access to that information. So I don't like the scrubbing. It seems like you're trying to create narratives, and you need a clean slate to do that, and I don't like that.
Stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate.
All right, so this governor, stand-up job, I want to get to Cash Patel. All right, so, you know, I'm bottom of the totem pole. I ain't nobody. But can we please get somebody that can actually police to be the head of the FBI? Like, I'll even take fucking Barr back, and I think he was a criminal, right? Like, but I'll take that dude over this guy any fucking day. Like, you're gonna put a fucking podcaster as head of the FBI? Like, what credentials does he fucking have? He wrote a fucking children's book about Donald Trump. Like, this is... The FBI has done nothing but fuck up this investigation. Now, again, they did not catch the shooter, right? He's going to talk about this is what happens when you let good cops be good cops, definitely blowing smoke up Trump's ass. But that's not what happened. They didn't catch him because good cops were good cops. They caught him because the family were good family. They were good people. And they didn't hide him. I can think of who was it? I think it was like the Gabby Petito case where her murderer's family hid him, and I mean it's a thing that happens, but they didn't do that, and that's why we have them. You know, like the FBI done fucked up. Like we've had how many suspects at this point that they had to let go, you know. And at first, like, I was really starting to get bought in that this was a professional hit job, right? Like, let's get rid of that, because I haven't seen like any of the kill shots in like slow motion. But I guess if you look at the kill shot in slow motion, it's not a, you know, expert, you know, one shot through the jugular. It's not what I was characterizing with my narrative of. He pulled the trigger, and he knew that Charlie Kirk was dead the moment he pulled that trigger. No, he was hoping that Charlie Kirk was at least injured, and he was going to try to get the fuck out. Because the slow motion doesn't show a direct hit to the neck. I haven't seen it, but this is what people are saying. It shows a hit to the top edge of a bulletproof vest, which I think was a ceramic bulletproof vest. Didn't look like he was wearing a vest to me, but that's what people are saying. And either the bullet deflected, which doesn't make much sense. It's more likely that the ceramic vest shattered and a piece of the ceramic went into his jugular, but either a deflection of the bullet went into his jugular just perfectly. And then I was like, well, he got away, right? That has to be something. And it's just, no, our fucking FBI sucks. Like, I thought, all right, so the dude that was saying it was me, I did it. Like, that was a distraction, right? Probably not. I mean, maybe, but probably not. Probably just a dude trying to, suicide by cop, probably. Those things happen, right? The dude walking around with a pellet gun, probably just a crazy dude walking around with a pellet gun. I thought a distraction. I'm like, mastermind, professional hit job, right? Like, I was really starting to buy into it, but that's what happens in a void of information. And that's what happens when you, not just a void of information, a void of actual information, but an influx of a bunch of fucking garbage. Like, it's time to go to war. Democrat ideology is the reason for all violence in America. Not the guns, not the mental health, not anything else. It's fucking transgender, far left, need to go to war and kill them all. And that was fucking exciting, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It was fucking nuts. It was fucking nuts. And you should all be ashamed of yourselves. Not us, though, because we were right. And again, even if it turns out not to be a griper, it turns out this dude was indeed, like, maybe an anarcho-communist, far-lefty dude, radicalized since he voted for Trump, and Trump just fucking shitted on him, right? Maybe doesn't like golden towers, but Trump definitely likes shitting on the people that voted for him. Maybe that is, but that, it doesn't mean we go around and we ban all liberals and lefties, just like it doesn't mean we go around and ban or arrest all righty-tighties every time they commit a mass murder. Because individuals and crazy people do individual and crazy shit. We need to understand why they do it so we can try to prevent it. Not jump to these mad conclusions because a fucking demented dude that's been having minor strokes and probably has gonorrhea or syphilis or something and is fucking bonkers in his fucking head is telling you a bunch of shit. Stop with it. Seriously. CJ Cox, you need to fucking stop with it. Like, you're becoming worse than Matt Powell, Smokey Saint, anybody could ever fucking try to be. What the fuck happened to you, bro?
Thank you, Governor. This is what...
And talking a lot of shit on Facebook, why don't I ever fucking see you in my side chat? Why can't we have a conversation? I need to talk to you, my dude. We need to fucking sit down and talk, my friend.
What happens when you let good cops be cops? The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been...
Find the Dow. Jill, I covered it just a couple weeks ago. You never seen Charlie Kirk lose a debate. Go watch it. Tilly, she's brilliant, young, vibrant, knows her shit, crushed Charlie Kirk in debate, as well as pretty much every other Cambridge student and professor that like Charlie Kirk fucked around and found out about Cambridge. So if you haven't seen it, you need to see Charlie Kirk lose a debate so you don't have like this misperception that he was like this brilliant guy that like all he did was deflect. Like his brilliant strategy was deflection. That's not winning debates, that's deflecting debates. But whatever, bro. I mean, whitewash history all you want.
And so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way. And I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this
No, it's not.
speed.
Show me the study. Blessed be he. Spouting your nonsense. Atheism leads to nihilism. No, it doesn't. Like, what the fuck are you saying, bro?
33 hours. We have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought.
Like, all right, you're talking about the murder and assassination of a major political figure, not an elected official, but a major political figure in the United States of America, and you've got to, like, do this now? You've got to give the reach around, give the orange cock a little tug. Like, it's completely inappropriate. It just completely shows the ineptness of the fucking FBI. Like, we should not have a sycophant as the lead, as the head of the FBI. Like, what the... How can any, like, sane person be cool with that? Like, just look at this guy. Look at him. Fuck. You might as well just have me. You might as well, I could do that. Like, hey, Trump, you the shit, dog. We got him.
Without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilize these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. I
don't know. If I was Charlie Kirk's people, I'd be insulted by like the $100,000 thing. Like, they offered $50 million from Maduro, but Charlie Kirk's killer only gets $100,000. Really? Did they give the $100,000 to the killer's parents? Do you think? We should find out. I think the killer's parents should probably get the $100,000, but it should probably be a lot more than that. You know, I mean, if I was a Charlie Kirk fan, that would piss me off. I would be like, 100,000? Seriously? Like, you guys are taking this really seriously. Let me tell you, $100,000. Fuck, you can't come off with a $500,000 at least. Like, fucking what? Survivor gives more than $500,000. You can't give more. You can't give like almost close to Survivor money. Like, what the fuck?
Self and Deputy Director Bongino.
What does Survivor give? Like $1 million? So you can't give half of Survivor money to the killer, to the people that turned in the killer of Charlie Kirk? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m. where, at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time.
Like, Jill, you have some audacity, dude. Like, you cannot be human. Like, let's come up here for a second. I want to speak to you, Jill. You cannot be human, bro. Like, dude, you have been in my side chat since the moment this man has been shot, talking about trans shooters. Seriously. You do you feel human emotions at all? Like, I feel sorry for your wife, bro.
In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox.
You see what they lead? Like, they're trying to go with that narrative. And this is like CNN, supposedly like fake news, you know, leftist media. Leftists laugh at that, but, you know, whatever. Hey, fascist, catch written on a bullet. Like, I haven't seen the bullets. How do you write hey, fascist, catch on a fucking bullet? Maybe, I don't know, maybe. But again, like, why? So wasn't there also like wasn't like most of this shit from some video game that dude was playing? I don't know the name of it. I never played it. but it's being reported like all this shit is from a video game. But you still trying to go run with that, let's kill all the Democrats narrative, right? Like, people have no shame, man. You have literally Jill in my chat the last 3 days talking about trans left-wing extremists being a danger to society, and we need to lock all of us up. How we all need to be locked up. Absolutely no shame at all.
Suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene.
I don't have a
there.
link,
It is
bro.
a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene.
I don't think we caught it. So let's go back a little bit.
Historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox. The suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time.
All right. That was it.
Before
Yeah.
seeing video
Let's watch
of the
this part.
suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time.
10 p.m. local time. So why didn't we find out at 10:30 local time last night? You guys cool with that? You Charlie Kirk fans, you're cool with not knowing that they caught the guy last night? You had to wait till this morning? Are you cool with that? I wouldn't be. It's really no skin off my back, honestly. I'm glad they got the guy. Hopefully there's not any copycats. I'm sure there will be. But, doesn't that piss y'all off? Isn't that an insult to you guys? I would think it would be. I would very well be pretty fucking pissed off about that. Even if it was like my Bernie Sanders. Like, Bernie, you couldn't have told me this last night, bro? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Where the fuck is your head at? Is it time for the 25th? Like, where are we at? What are we doing here? This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Alright. Don't need to watch any more of that clown. Alright, we're going to watch a little of my boy. I've never actually played Kyle Kalinske on my channel, I don't think. But I've, watched Kyle since... Shit, Kyle was still affiliated back with TYT way back in the day. Kyle Kalinske has been strangely consistent in the 10, 12 years that I've been watching him. I listened to this while I was at work and try to hunt down what some of this stuff was. Didn't quite find it, but I'm hearing this from a lot of people. So again, I'm still waiting to get information because the way that I've always gotten information is kind of screwed up. I don't have any of my old subscriptions to newspapers. I used to have a lot of subscriptions to newspapers. I think newspapers should always be a good source of information, even in the modern digital age. Even if the newspapers go to just the digital, I'm cool with that. But we need to have good news. But I don't have much of that anymore. So I can't really afford a lot of those subscriptions anymore. So everything's more expensive now, and I make less now. So yeah, that's just what I kind of dealing with here. So I don't have the information that I want to have, but I don't really think it's out there. From what I'm understanding, people are scrubbing shit. So hopefully we will get to actually know who this person is. I definitely want to find what Robin is saying. If there's any proof, linking this guy to the Groypers, I think would be definitely a tragedy for the narrative they're trying to put out, for sure. Because usually with these things, it's a right-wing extremist. You can usually count on it, bank on it. It's 78% of the time it's a right-wing extremist in these kinds of situations in America. it's a good whopping like 22% is going to be an Islamic extremist, and then left-wing extremism is way down there at about 4% of the time. Right? I mean, it's not impossible. It's just not likely. It's just not likely in America.
All right, guys, got some big breaking news here for you. So the Charlie Kirk shooter has been found. It's being reported that it's 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, and I want to go ahead and walk you through what we know at this point about this guy. So first of all, let me just say, the way that they found him literally had nothing to do with law enforcement or the FBI knowing what they were doing, being competent.
Hello.
Oh, I was muted the whole fucking time.
Brett Keane.
I hate it when I do that. I'm a fucking boomer. I'm a fucking boomer. Muted! 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 I'm a fucking boomer, y'all. God damn it. Like, I every time I think I have the problem figured out, I don't. Oh, shit. You guys should hear me now. All right, so we'll go through the whole Brett Keane spiel again. If you're not familiar with Brett Keane, I've known Brett for a while now. I think right now we're kind of in a pretty good spot. We talk well together. I've always enjoyed going on Brett's channel, and I've always found his takes to be interesting. I haven't watched all of this video, but I have to say I think Brett's the only one saying anything about atheism. Now, all right, Tommy Robinson has to be a fairly common name in America. And we're going to hear something about screenshots. Hopefully he's going to show us some screenshots. I didn't watch all of this. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch all of this. This will be good for some, moments, I think. Watch just a little bit of it. Brett Keane is saying online atheists mock Charlie Kirk's death. Maybe. I've definitely seen some of that. I haven't done it, but I've definitely seen some of that. Again, I don't think Brett minds it when Donald Trump mocks, people dying or getting brutally attacked in their homes, like Paul Pelosi. I'm sure Donald Trump didn't put on Truth Social joking about Paul Pelosi 3 days before Charlie Kirk was shot. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. Or if it did, I'm pretty sure Brett Keane had the same opinions about everything. Consistency. Doubtful. So I figured this might be fun. Almost as fun as me saying most of that muted. It's got to happen at least 5 times a stream. So yeah, this is I don't know. Let's hear this interesting theory about how I guess maybe we need a war with atheists. It wasn't leftists that we needed to go to war against. War again. I'm going to assume. I'm not sure if Brett Keane is going to say this, but because I didn't watch much of it, I was like, this is going to be funny. We're going to watch this. So you probably shouldn't do that with Brett Keane. Not a good policy. But I wanted to start streaming. Didn't have much time. I was looking at a lot of different shit. Probably not the best of policies. No offense, Brett. But we're gonna look at this, and let's say like we need to have a it's time to go to war with atheist campaign. Like we've had it's time to go to war with leftist campaign the last couple days. I have to assume that means kill us, right? I'm just saying. But let's see what good old Brett Keane has to say.
From God TV Radio, I hope you're all having a blessed day. Good news. Apparently, they have caught the shooter, the man who killed Charlie Kirk, the man who assassinated him. You can see the mugshot right there, ladies and gentlemen. I did a little bit of digging, looking into information.
Now, Smokey had said something about like the vest and shit, and something about like they only put those vests on people that like are fucking out of control and shit. I'm like, or maybe they were worried like somebody would take a shot at them. Pretty volatile situation the last few days, and they did kind of botch it a couple times.
And I found countless forums that this person was participating in. Since then, the forums have been removed, but I took screenshots and also had my AI, which is Eve. You see her sitting over there on the left. She helped me analyze and find out what his views and beliefs were. Apparently, he was a liberal, Democrat, and also a hardcore atheist.
So again, it's not matching up with anything that I have seen and heard. Again, from what I know, like he was registered bipartisan, which means independent, which means not Democrat. That's not a Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat, even though I'm a socialist, and and I don't really consider myself Democrat anymore. But I'm still a registered Democrat. This dude wasn't a registered Democrat. So that's not true, as far as I understand. Now, it might be, maybe, who fucking knows, but I don't think Brett Keane knows. I haven't heard anything about hardcore atheist. Really kind of hard to believe in Utah. But I don't know. Maybe the trees aren't as beautiful in Utah. I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure there are atheists in Utah, but it's just, I don't know. I think if you reach into a metaphorical stack of hay that's Utah, you're not going to come out with an atheist piece of straw. You're probably going to come out with a Christian piece of straw, right? I'm just saying, not knowing any of the facts here.
He referred to religion as fairy tales. He referred to Jesus Christ as mythology, nonsense, garbage. Claims that he was angry at Charlie Kirk because...
So, like, if you have screenshots, why do we have this instead of the screenshots on the screen, right? Like, maybe he's going to show the screenshots. But again, have to assume Tommy Robinson, not the only Tommy Robinson, and like, or Tyler Robinson. And Tommy Robinson is, like, British, whatever, like... So Tommy Robinson's probably not even related to Tyler Robinson, right? Oh, man, it's just so fucking confusing. I don't know what's going on here. But, like, Tyler Robinson, probably a pretty fucking common name, right? Tommy Robinson, probably a pretty fucking common name in America. Like Ronnie, not as common a name as Tyler or Tommy. Kind of considered a dying name in America, right? But still... There's a lot of us. You can probably find a lot of Ronnies, and you can probably find a lot of Ronnie Tates. There's a lot of Tates. There's black Tates, there's white Tates, there's Mexican Tates. There's a lot of Tates in America. I've met a lot of Tates.
Whenever his mother died, apparently she prayed, and because she died, then God deserved to be punished for it. That's the thing. And he, I guess, started watching people like Charlie Kirk and didn't like that Charlie Kirk spoke highly and positively of God, didn't like the idea that he was a Christian. And we confirmed that he was, in fact, an atheist liberal.
Where's the confirmation?
And decided that the only way to be able to resolve
an atheist liberal. And again, I'm getting a lot of contradicting information. Where are you getting that information? Show that information. Or are you just espousing that?
His pain and rage was to murder a guy he didn't even know. Just some person on YouTube. It's something to think about for all of you out there. A lot of you keep on being sad,
I might have been muted again,
like I am, about some guy who was
need to
trying
look
to
at my
do the best he
microphone.
could in life.
Maybe
to
just leave it
make
unmuted.
take care of his family, and he got
Maybe
wasted
that.
just for having a negative opinion. That's something a lot of atheists as well as religious people should worry
But
about.
that might put reverb on the stream because I got the stream playing through my speakers. So I got to make looking at the button. So button flashes when it's muted, and it's solid when it's not. So I gotta look at the fucking button. Stupid button. I went like 3 years with a microphone that had no button. I started with the Blue Yeti. I missed the Blue Yeti when I went away from the Blue Yeti. But I got to get used to the Blue Yeti again.
There's people like this watching your videos. There's people like this watching your shows. It wouldn't take nothing for them to just walk up to you in public and do something like this. The reason why this guy was caught, it wasn't because of Kash Patel or all the resources Trump gave to the FBI in order to do it. Kash Patel boasted and he bragged about how they were able to bring him in, but they had nothing to do with it. His own father apparently...
I agree with that.
Connected with a minister, dragged his ass into the police station and had him surrender himself over. The FBI was...
Jill, you seem to really like the dad. So maybe you can tell like the MAGAs to stop harassing the dad because they're harassing the dad. So maybe tell them to stop.
No use. The cops probably would have never even found him if it wasn't for a father who was in fact a Christian, dragged his own atheist son in there. And there's quotes in news articles where the father actually said that since his mother had passed away, his son has been almost...
Well, yeah, so show me evidence that he was liberal, Jill. It's not what I'm hearing.
like that of a possessed person.
Again, it only matters to the extent that we need to understand why these things happen, right? Like, right or left, it shouldn't be let's go fascist and get rid of the opposing party. No, it shouldn't be that, right? Like, you agree with that, right?
Demonically possessed. Not a shocker, not a shocker. But things got really bad, though, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you heard, but the drunk...
I am not a serious streamer. No shit, Sherlock. I'm a worker. I'm a working man. I do this thing for fun. I used to think I was a serious streamer, because I thought so seriously of myself. Why so serious? I'm a working man on the bottom of a working totem pole. I like to talk. I like to read. Unfortunately, I'm surrounded by a family that's majority MAGA and Christian, a town that's majority MAGA and Christian, a little bit of Scientology, a little bit of Seventh-day Adventism, a lot of MAGA. Not too many people here to talk to. I'm surrounded by good people at my job, people that kind of same politics, you know, in my little department in my job. But even in my job, there's a lot of MAGAs. You know, so I come on here to talk, to get it out. And I don't have, like, blessed be he, you don't have to be here, bro. I find you rather sickening. So no sweat off my back. I don't like fascists. Definitely don't like Christian nationalists. Generally not a fan of stupid people.
Peasants been allowed a guy by the name of Jeff Holiday up there, both atheists. And Jeff Holiday said, fuck.
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Or I'll get used to the microphone again. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of always been a problem. Maybe you're new around here. I kind of always mute myself at the most inopportune times. It's nothing new. I used to think it was because I was drunk, but I'm finding out, nah, I'm just not that coordinated. Definitely not like, I was only ever really graceful on the basketball court, like never. I'm a big tall dude, not too much grace, but pretty good on the basketball court. Was always a different story. With a microphone, no, don't have too much grace, too much finesse. Never did, probably never will. Don't really care if I'm ever like what should I want to be? Blessed be He. I am who and what I am. I will be who and what I will be. It'll probably be like a struggle for the rest of my life. Such is my fate, if you want to call it that. I would say that's probably my path. But who knows what'll happen? Paths tend to swerve left and right. Sometimes. Just never know. Never know. I put out a shitty video called The Evangelical Rapist. It was like really shitty. It got like 40,000 views. So like anything can fucking happen. Right, bro? You just never know. But I don't know. I think like if I ever like, I don't know. I think it'd probably be more likely if I was ever to make a shit ton of money, it'd be like writing a book or something. If I, can motivate myself to really get into that again. But even if I were to like make a lot of money doing something like that, I don't think I'd probably give most of it away. Like I don't need much. I'm used to being poor. Or maybe, put it in like a fund for my daughter or something and just kind of keep living the same way I've been living. I'm quite content with my life. I just didn't like that I had so much animosity before. Like I get so angry. And I think that was a lot of like the alcohol fueling my emotions. And I had a lot of pent up anger, family shit, mom dying, shit like that. And I didn't like that. So, I mean, I think anybody that was honest, like about my channel and the direction it was going, it was on the direction to pretty much big time shit. And then I kind of surrounded myself with a bunch of woke scolds and kind of like, I don't know, started treating like the people that supported me like shit because the woke scolds didn't like some of the things they said. And, I kind of ruined the channel just being drunk all the time. It wasn't me muting myself. It was me drunkenly trying to sound like smart and sophisticated when I was just drunk. But, I can actually, as a Taoist, look at myself honestly and enjoy myself for what I am. Because, I've failed at essentially everything in life, but the one thing that I've done pretty decent at is being a dad, which I think is probably the most important thing. My kid knows that I love her. I've taken care of her. She's type 1 diabetic. That's not an easy thing as a single parent. Can't just work any job. You gotta work a job that's gonna kind of let you have the hours you need. And I'm okay with that, man. That's just the way my life turned out. And I'm not too ashamed of my life that I can't come here and present myself to you. Because I don't give a fuck about you. I do this for me. You can suck my dick.
Charlie Kirk's family, fuck his kids, fuck his wife, doesn't care. Doesn't care that the man was murdered. Called him a piece of shit. So, well, you wonder where these atheists get these dirty, horrible thoughts? Why it is that there's so much violence in society? Well, maybe it's because groups of atheists sit up on their little podcast drinking alcohol and doing massive amount of drugs.
What's up, Missing Mod? I'm pretty sure you told me I could show, like when I went on your channel and shit. So at some point today, I'm going to show that conversation, probably here soon. And I'm not going to interrupt it too much. And anybody that wants to see the conversations, I think she does do like rooms at night as well. I usually catch them in the middle of the day. And I really enjoy going on there. link in the description. I actually put it there this time, so go subscribe to Missing Mod, and you'll see the interesting conversation we had yesterday. It was a blast. I had a great time. It was a great conversation, and I really appreciate that you are so patient with the people who have opposing views than you have, because man, not too many people are like that nowadays.
Telling young people that communism and socialism is better and that Christians are stupid and dumb and all that, demonizing and devaluing humans just simply because they think differently. And that's how this guy was able to kill a man that he didn't know. He just simply needed to not share his ideas, share his views. So whenever he was put...
All right. Not too fun. I'd say that's a bad take, Brett. I don't know. Maybe you'll turn out to be right. Maybe you will. All right, so before we get to the conversation I had yesterday, I think, to kind of end the Charlie Kirk shit today, because I want more information to come in. Again, maybe I'll have a room tonight. I haven't decided, but maybe tonight. Like, I don't have to work tomorrow. Maybe I'll throw on some coffee and try to stay up a little late. So maybe a room tonight. If anybody's interested in coming in and talk, maybe I'll do something tonight. I'll decide shortly and let you guys know. And if nobody shows up, maybe we can watch a few things and then I'll head out. But hopefully some people show up. Hopefully CJ Cox, if you're out there, my dude, we need to have a talk. If you come in, it won't be a panel. Anybody that's in the room will have to go backstage. It'll just be me and you, bro. And I'm not interested in a debate, just a chat. I just want to see what's up with you. Just need to see what's up with you, bro. All right. Friends of CJ Cox, let it be known. I want to talk to CJ. He's on a different time zone. It makes it hard. He be streaming, like, I don't know, I might catch him like one day when I'm waking up, maybe. I think I'm subscribed to him now. Like, CJ, we need to talk, bro. We need to have a chat. I'm getting worried. But I think this is a good place to end. I think this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with Jill, with the Blessed Be He's, with whatever fascist is in your life, right? And you want to love the fascist in your life because you've always loved the fascist that's in your life, and they're just now fascist and you don't know what the fuck to do. This is what we're dealing with, y'all. And I think this is going to be wonderful. This is brilliant. I enjoyed this. And at the same time, it made me very, very sad. It made me very, very sad for him as a son. Very sad for her as a mother. Very sad for me, whose dad and stepmom just she reminds me of them. It's sad, but this is what we're dealing with, y'all. So if you haven't seen this, you really should go. Like, I did not put this link in the description. The Necessary Conversation. Like, I'm hoping he's doing this a lot. Like, if he's doing this, I want to see more of him. I just found this right before the stream, and I'm like, oh yeah. And this is why I didn't watch the whole Brett King thing, because I found this and I was like, oh, I want to watch that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely want to talk about this. So this is what we're dealing with.
This is going to be bad, probably, but go ahead.
Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Colchin. With me today is just my mom. We're going to be trying something a little different here. I've kind of talked about on our show before, trying to show you some videos to broaden your scope of how you are perceiving the news. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to play for you a 12-minute.
Now that I've noticed it, it's going to drive me insane because I have OCD. So my little box here is out of joint. My little itty bitty camera, because I blew up the screen for yesterday's stream, is out of joint with the frame that I have in there. And if I don't fix it, now that I've noticed it, it will jack me up. If I can fix it, because I might have to reset OBS to actually be able to fix it. I can make it close for my OCD, though, to where it will work for me. Alright, let's blow that back up a little bit. Bring that back down a little bit. That's good enough. That's better, though it's still out of joint. I'm still like shifted to the right on my shit, and that bothers me. That I cannot lie. That bothers me. There we go. That should work for me. That should work for me. All right. This is what we're dealing with.
Clip from the Rachel Maddow show on MSNBC talking about some recent developments with Trump, okay? Here's the rules for this. You can tell me to pause at any time, and we can discuss what you've just watched. There will be some points in this video where I pause because I will want to ask you questions about it, but you can do the same. And then the reverse of this will also happen. You can show me a video at some point whenever you want to as well. Okay? Are you ready?
Oh, I can imagine. Hit it. Go.
Wait, let me ask you this.
You know, like I literally think like my dad has that hat. I'm pretty sure he does. The black and gold. Oh God, I hate it.
Have you ever watched Rachel Maddow?
Yes.
Okay, you know who she is.
Yeah, I don't like her. Go ahead.
Here we go.
I'm doing this for you.
I mean, you know, and we do the same thing. I do the same thing. I just like the Jesse Waters dude, just automatically on site, right? Like, just like, ugh. I don't know many other like right wing news pundits anymore because I stopped. I used to watch it a lot. I stopped watching it. I've never watched like Newsmax or any of them news shits. Stopped watching Fox News a long time ago. I used to watch it because Know Thy Enemy. I used to listen to a lot of right wing talk show. I stopped doing all of that years ago. It became like just too much for me in the Trump era. I used to always be able to listen to conservative talk radio. In fact, I actually consider myself a fan of Neil Bortz. I always thought that Neil Bortz was probably the fairest right-wing commentator that was on radio. Now, I'm pretty sure Neil Bortz went like full MAGA. I'm not sure, like he went off air where I live. I'm not sure if he like retired or something, or if they just stopped covering here where I live. I don't know, probably 15 years ago now. But I loved listening to Neil Bortz, and I would actually listen to it, not just in the car when I was driving. I would listen to it pretty much wherever I was at. Know Thy Enemy. I've always believed in that. I just can't stomach it anymore. But we all do that, but that's automatically the problem, and that's going to be the continuous problem through this as she denies, or as she throws herself so adamantly into just absolute denial. That it's almost like that opening salvo of a shield. I don't like her. I don't like the way she looks. You're going to hear that a lot. That's going to be like the reminder. Like, I can't trust her because I don't like her. And she doesn't like her because she's a liberal and Trump has told her not to like her. Probably never saw her without that bias to truly know if she would like her reporting or not. I'm kind of like agnostic on Rachel Maddow, but one second, somebody's knocking, so let me do this. 1 second. All right, 1 second. Yeah, I'm having the hardest time finding my fucking camera to turn it off so my daughter can come up in here. I have to do this because of past shit. I shouldn't really have to do this, but I am literally. That's why I kind of changed this screen yesterday and I changed it back. But it should be easier to find it on this screen. There we go. There we go. All right, come on in. And the whole time I was trying to figure out how to do that, she got what she needed. All right.
For me, thank you. Well, I'm doing it for you. You can see that?
Yes.
Let me know if you can hear it.
No one convicted in conjunction
Can you
with
hear
a
it?
horrific crime
Yes.
like child sex abuse.
Okay.
No criminal should be given a reward for doing interviews about their crimes, right? It's instinctively repulsive to us as Americans. But of course,
I'm gonna
that is
speed her
what
up a
Donald
little bit.
Trump's Justice Department appears to have just done in the case of Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted of crimes related to mass child sex abuse in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Trump's Justice Department said Trump's former personal defense lawyer, who now has the #2 job in the U.S. Justice Department, he sent that man to go meet.
It's the whole atheist thing, rebuke and reprove. He said he found a site before they got rid of it, and he had screenshots, but I didn't see screenshots. I would look at the whole video. I'd lost interest in it, and it wasn't keeping my attention, so that's why I went away from it. But I will watch the rest of the video, see if he provides screenshots. Look out for it. Maybe it is a thing. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not. I just don't find it believable. And, it's kind of his narrative. It's kind of your narrative. I wouldn't trust you if you were my only source of getting that information. Sorry, not sorry.
With Ghislaine Maxwell in prison, do an interview, and then she immediately got a big, very important material benefit. She got bumped down to a minimum security prison where a sex offender like her is not allowed to be unless they get some special dispensation from on high, which apparently she got just after doing this interview with the president's former personal defense lawyer.
I wish I could remember the name of the video game they say, like, the inscriptions are based off of. Does anybody know that in the chat? A lot of people are saying, like, the things that are, like, inscribed into the bullets, which I still find hard to believe. I want to see these bullets, because from the things that I've seen, that would be like, why would you do that? Maybe that's why he missed and hit here instead of there. Well, who knows what he was. Maybe he was aiming for there. Which, again, I haven't watched the slow down footage, but that's what they're saying. It kind of hit somewhere like along here and kind of deflected. I wish I could remember that. So I can't remember the name of the video games. It feels like I should, even though I haven't played it, that I should be able to remember the name of it, because that's one thing I am kind of hip on is gaming. I don't play many games anymore. I play, like, I have Civ 7, but I uninstalled it because it's kind of shit. I've heard they've done a lot to fix it, so I might reinstall it one day. I still play, like, a lot of Civ 6 and Sims 4, but I'm still hip on, like, new games. Like, there's been a few new games that I've really thought about, like, installing and taking, like, maybe Sims 4 out, because Sims 4 is, like, a massive, huge game. But I wish I could remember the name of the video game, because I feel like that's vital information. Because if it is truly from a video game and that can be verified, then it has nothing at all to do with ideology, unless, like, the video game is ideology and the ideology can be found within the video game. Like, that's the only way it matters.
Trump
but I don't think. Okay, you can stop. I don't think she got bumped down to that other prison just because of that interview.
Why do you think that happened then?
Because maybe she was going to turn more state's evidence against other people, and they had to get her out of there before someone would hang her by a rope, or she'd commit suicide or something like that. Okay,
so you agree, or you at least accept, that she was moved to a nicer prison.
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
Yes.
That should be the end of it. Like, that should be, like, what the fuck moment for you. Just that alone. This PDF file, Ghislaine Maxwell moved to a cush-ass prison. That should be enough to be like, yep, I'm done. PDF files that's the deal breaker. Like, that should be enough. But it's not. And that's what we're dealing with.
In Texas. Yes.
But you don't think that had anything to do with Trump sending his personal attorney?
Helldivers. Yeah, that sounds about right. That might be it. Bond says it was called Helldivers or something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. If not that, like that's very close. Yeah, it's supposed to be, like, based on a video game.
That was just coincidental that it happened right after that.
I don't know.
Okay.
What I'm saying is she was moved for a reason. I don't know the reason. Neither do you. It could have been someone that the that someone was going to try to kill her, someone was going to do bad things to her, or that they were giving her special treatment.
Okay.
Yes.
So you think that's possible? They were giving her special treatment?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let's keep going.
Again, that should be like deal breaker. Like, I'm out, right? That should be your deal breaker. I'm out moment. You shouldn't be wearing that black. You should be taking off the black and gold hat, right? Like, yep, okay. Gonna just put this right here, right? Like, that should be it.
Okay.
What did I do? I did what I always do. So let's get back, because I think I went backwards. I hate it when I do stupid shit. Blessed be he, not a serious streamer, because I always do that. Just like I always hit my mute. Dude, I will fuck with you to the end of time about that bullshit. Right? Like, that's what we just watched, right? Was I that far in, or was I? Yeah. Oh, I went forward, didn't I? Yeah, I was about to really fuck up. We gotta watch this whole thing, man. This whole thing is bat fuckery.
That was just coincidental that it happened right after that.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
What I'm saying is she was moved for a reason. I don't know the reason. Neither do you.
Don't tell me that, blessed be he. I might have to come up in there in my stream, talk to you. We might need to have a conversation. I wonder if I could do that, like still streaming, go up into a StreamYard. Is that possible? I don't know. I know I can't like go into my StreamYard, but I wonder if I can go into somebody else's StreamYard.
It could have been someone that someone was going to try to kill her. Someone was going.
I don't know what you mean. Like, you don't want to see the bullet casings? Rebuke and reprove? Why wouldn't you want to see the bullet casings? I don't want to just see the bullet casings. I want to see them come up on the weapon for the very first time with the writing on the bullet casings already. Like, they're coming up like, oh shit, we found a fucking gun. Let's take our camera and zoom in. Oh, the bullets have writing on it. That's about the only way I'm going to trust it at this point. I mean, these are the dudes that are covering up, like blatantly covering up. I mean, yeah, we can say, like, you know, Biden should have released the files, but he wasn't under any pressure to release the files, never said he would release the files, but he should have. I agree with you. But this is the dude that said he would. This is the dude that, you know, whole base's MAGA ideology is based on the fact that the Democrats are some pedo, satanic, worshiping whatever, right? And he was going to be their savior, and he's not. He's covering up for the PDF files. So I'm just saying, you know, bro,
going to do bad things to her, or that they were giving her special treatment.
Okay.
Yes.
So you think that's
you
possible?
should not be on the internet.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Bro, you're here though. You found your way here to where you should not be, I guess, by your logic. Welcome to my world.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Special treatment and a reward for an interview about her crimes, not from some craven tabloid or some, you know, soulless exploitative publisher like New York State legislators were worried about in the 1970s. No, this is from the president's administration. This is from the federal government. And in that interview, it's not like the president's lawyer was pressing her real hard on what she was telling him. At one point, Ghislaine Maxwell volunteered in this interview that there were multiple members of President Trump's cabinet who had been involved with child sex abuser Jeffrey Epstein. Now, in the interview, the president's lawyer, we can hear it. It's on the tape. The president's lawyer hears her say that about multiple members of President Trump's cabinet, and he responds to her saying that by not asking anything.
So, Ghislaine Maxwell talks about several members of Trump's cabinet. Ooh. Ouch. Dude is like not interested in that. No follow-ups. Maybe that'll be enough. Maybe that'll be enough to convince our mother here that, you know, I'm not going to support the PDF files. I'll support the bigotry. I'll support the fascism, but not the PDF files. That's the rule breaker.
About it. You can listen to it. She volunteers. Members of Trump's cabinet, people who the president's lawyer would value as colleagues, she says. She says they were among the people who she...
And I shouldn't be knock with her, honestly. Like, this is dude's mother. He's trying to, like, show her grace by the Christian word. He's trying to help her out, right? And he seems to be very patient with her, clearly more patient than I've been with my father. Or at least than my father has been with me. Like, me and my Trump dad don't have this relationship anymore, if we ever did. So, I shouldn't be too hard on her. She is a representation. Excuse me. She's representation of somebody that all of us lefties, all of us liberals, all of us even center lefties, even the center righties at this point, the bulwarks of the world. If you don't know the bulwark, they have a good channel, but they're center right. They former Republican strategist from an era when Republicans were different than they are now. They probably all have people like this in their family, and you want to help them, at least maybe not, it's not about like you need to believe what I believe. It's just like you're being lied to and you believe it so well and so much, and it's just like you want to help them not be lied to anymore, because because they're being lied to. Like, Trump lied to you guys. Trump told you it was going to be a transgender left-wing extremist. And it wasn't. It just wasn't. You thought you was going to have your Reichstag moment, and it's just not. I mean, it still might be, because, he and y'all are evil. But it's just not. And you're kind of upset about that. And I understand that. You're human beings. You have emotions, and we need to appreciate those emotions for what they are. That you thought you were going to have your great moment of fascist overtaking the country, and it didn't quite happen for you. And this is just a representation of my dad, who, bless his heart, always told me he there's nothing more in this world than he hated a liar, and then he became a Trump supporter. Bless his heart.
Knows socialized with Jeffrey Epstein. She says that bluntly. And then listen to how Donald Trump's lawyer responds to that. Listen to the long pause he greets that information with, and then he just leaves it sitting right where it is and moves on to a different topic.
Everyone said I wouldn't find a quality teaching degree online. Everyone except
I really need to get YouTube Premium. Like, I meant to do that last night. As long as it's not too expensive. How much does that cost nowadays? I used to have it. When it was pretty cheap. So hopefully it's still pretty cheap. That would be awesome. But yeah, I'm going to definitely get that after stream. I meant to do it last night. Should have remembered that I didn't do that last night before I started streaming today, but I did not. I don't think I was getting many ads. Like, always, like, I just wasn't getting many ads when I was, like, just watching shit, preparing for the stream, right? And now that I'm streaming, holy shit, am I getting a lot of fucking ads.
I think these guys were coming for that. I really don't. If you met Epstein, there is no way that this cast of characters, of which it's extraordinary, some of you in your cabinet, who you value as your co-workers and would be with him if he was a creep or because they wanted sexual favors. A man wants sexual favors, he will find that. They didn't have to come to Epstein for that. Now, okay, I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see it.
Like, are you calling Midnight a PDF file, dude? Like, what the fuck? And you do talk to PDF file supporters. You are one. Yeah, like, you like Trump, right? I don't know. I should stop. Because I keep interrupting the stream. Like, you guys are just, like, tickling me today.
When's the last time you think you were with Mr. Epstein when he got a massage?
Okay, I'm going to pause it there. Why do you think this attorney did not ask her who are the members of his cabinet that were with Epstein?
Exactly. Yeah. He should have asked. I don't understand that. Yeah.
Do you think it's possible that Trump sent him there to essentially have her exonerate Trump, to say Trump did nothing wrong, and that was his only goal. So when she's talking about this, saying there are members of the cabinet that are involved in this Epstein thing, he doesn't ask that question because Trump has told him explicitly not to. Don't dig too deep. Just get her to exonerate me and get the fuck out of there.
But before he even went to talk to her, she was recorded by saying that she never saw Trump in a bad way ever.
And then she got moved to a minimum security prison.
But she said that before that attorney ever showed up. That was on tape.
Yes, I understand.
I don't think that's true. He's saying he understands that. I think he's just kind of giving her that because I don't think that's true. I don't think she ever said that before, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I don't think she ever said that before until the lawyer went there and she said that. And I wasn't even aware of the three dudes. Like, I hadn't even heard that shit. Excuse me. I'm not sure how I didn't hear that shit, but I hadn't heard that shit. Like, hearing it here was the first time I heard it about the three cabinet members. 3 cabinet members that were PDF files. Like, for reals. Or possible PDF files. There was no follow-up question to really, like, hammer home, like, well, are you saying they're PDF files? You know, like, nothing. No, let's move on. Let's move on. Again, should be a deal breaker for any Trump supporter. Any Trump supporter. This alone. How are you going to defend a presidential pardon? If he gives it to her. Like, I don't even think he has to give it to her. She probably already got more than enough. But, like, if that was the deal, to keep her quiet, you know, forever, how are you going to feel about a presidential pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell? That's got to be like a slap to the face to the base. Not to liberals, leftists, or rhinos. Deep state. That is the deep state. Bro, that is the deep state. You are the deep state.
But a
Yes.
person in her situation, you have to imagine that's what she would want to say to try and get out of her situation.
Maybe. Keep going. Let's
Okay.
see what they're... I don't like her. I don't like her at all.
So this woman who's in prison, a 20-year sentence because of her crimes that she committed with Jeffrey Epstein, she says, hey, members of Donald Trump's cabinet were involved with this thing that I was part of. Were involved with Epstein. She said, plural, right? Some are in your cabinet. Some are in your cabinet who you value as your coworkers. Multiple members of the president's cabinet were involved with Jeffrey Epstein. And the response to her volunteering this in this interview is not, who? Which members of the cabinet? Say what now? The response is, long pause. Let's move on. So the president's name, it's been reported, appears multiple times in the Justice Department's documents about the Jeffrey Epstein child sex abuse case. The FBI reportedly assigned agents to redact Donald Trump's name from the files in the Jeffrey Epstein case. The Justice Department is refusing to release all of its files and documents from the Jeffrey Epstein case. They are coddling and rewarding and doing favors for the one living person currently in prison for crimes related to Epstein's case, even as she is volunteering to them that there are...
Mom, you're shaking your head.
Value of having a partner is huge. Finding someone you can trust is what really...
Always and forever. Gonna have us some ads. I find this fascinating. And I think somebody's, we've lost some few, but that happens. I'm going to keep watching this, and then I'm going to keep watching my conversation. I bet you Missing Mod is probably went live. Like, blessed be, bless your heart. This is the channel, like, they've been talking about over there. I've never watched it, but I'm gonna watch it. I don't know anything about breakfast tacos. All right, let's get back to Oh, yeah, I forgot. You guys weren't seeing what I was seeing. 1 second. All right, I'll be right back. All right, sorry. It's dinner time. My daughter made dinner for me. Just some hot dogs, but good thing about, you know, her growing up a little bit, she wants to take on some extra shit. I'm like, you want to make me a couple hot dogs so I don't gotta, like, you know, go make dinner? Fuck yeah. So I can live with it. All right. Sorry about that. Let's continue.
And if
Yep.
all of this was true,
Mm-hmm.
why isn't this already out in the open? The Democrats would have found names, places, people. They would have already spilled this somewhere.
Because
I don't
the
think
Democrats
it's
are
being
in it too.
right. So
Bill Clinton is in those files.
right. And cabinet members, who are we talking about? Who do you think?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Almost did it again. So already the denialism steps in and you have to deflect. Why haven't Democrats released the files? They had the files. For one, just like he said, Democrats are in the files too. Democrat donors are in the files too. A lot of people are going to be in these files and implicated by these files, and not just the files. It's the video evidence. It's the flight logs. It's the money mainly. Sorry, I gotta calculate carbs real quick, which always kind of sucks doing live because I gotta actually think about it. So I'm gonna finish my point if I can remember it. Well, I can't remember it because I had it right until I said if I can remember it.
Right. So
Bill Clinton is in
deflection.
those files.
right. And
All right, so yeah, the Democrats are in them. Bill Clinton's more than likely, like, you just know about Bill Clinton's character. Like, if he knew this dude, and we all know he did, like, Bill Clinton was getting him some of that, you know. Like, I don't think anybody could deny that. But it wasn't even probably for that. Although the legacy of the president is always important, and that legacy when it comes to sexual shit has already been tarnished. Now, I would say and argue that Trump has blown Bill Clinton out of the water, bar none. I mean, we're talking Stormy Daniels shit, right? Porn stars, right? Like, come on, Bill Clinton was, you know, interns, yeah, but porn. All right. But outside of that, like, Trump is probably in that shit dirty as fuck. Like, if the check for the you know, whatever, soiled woman, however they phrased it, the birthday post that didn't exist, the birthday card that didn't exist that is clearly his signature. Like, this dude is in this thing and has been in this thing this entire time, and of course he's not going to release him. Of course he's not going to release him. All right, let me calculate these fucking shits, and we'll listen to what her actual, what her bullshit is, because she can't take the truth. It should be a deal breaker, and this is why it's not. It's because they just rationalize it away, and they don't like the person that's telling them, even when it's their own son.
Cabinet members, who are we talking about? Who do you think?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Right.
But if multiple cabinet members are in it, don't you also think that Trump is in it? Like, the whole Epstein thing. There's a lot of, and it may be in this video. I'm not sure if it's in this video or not. We still have 8 minutes of this video left, but there's a lot of information coming out that Ghislaine Maxwell was potentially linked with the KGB, and her and Epstein's whole deal, like, yes, they were abusing children, but they were also grifting politicians and powerful people, business people, to come to that island, do horrible shit, get it on video, and then sell that video, not hold it against it, sell that video literally to Putin. So he now has a collection of these videos to control people globally.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, but to use it against him. I totally,
sure. Blackmail.
I totally do probably agree with that.
Okay.
And I also agree, maybe not even, who did you say, the KVG?
Yeah.
Or who did you say?
The KGB.
Yeah.
Russian intelligence. Yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that they were being paid money by our government to do this. I felt that from the very start.
You think Jeffrey Epstein was being paid money to sexually assault children by our government?
No, but that he was paid money to get tapes against people, to use against people.
So Jeffrey Epstein was paid by our government to molest little kids. She wanted to phrase it a different way, but that's what it still is. Yes, to get dirt on people molesting kids. Right? See, like, the mental gymnastics that they go through in real time to get to these conclusions they're getting themselves to. And that's why we call it a cult. Because that's what happens in a cult. That's what cult people do.
Okay. And did you see where Mike Johnson said that he thought Trump was an FBI informant? And that's why he was friends with Epstein? You didn't see that clip?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe we'll talk about that on Sunday. Let's keep going with this.
What's up, Maynard Saves?
Okay.
How are you receiving this information right now, by the way?
I think it's all sick. I think it's terrible. It's all sickening.
But you believe it's true? What you're
yes,
seeing?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great. That's
but
progress.
I don't think that Trump was on that island doing this to kids. I don't believe it.
But what is the evidence telling you? You don't want to believe it, but and you're gonna like literally see it as we go through here, how she refuses to believe her own lying eyes. It's phenomenal to me, and it explains so much to me, because I never thought that my father was a stupid man, and now I do. And I see it, like, I see my dad in real time playing out through her. It's like, I will not believe my lying eyes. I refuse to believe what I see with my own eyes. I refuse to believe my own logic. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me.
Okay. Well, let's continue down this path.
Or high-ranking Trump officials who were involved with Epstein. In that context, today, the New York Times reported on thousands of documents about Epstein's finances that were submitted to the U.S. government by his longtime banker, J.P. Morgan Chase. Records of more than 4,000 Epstein financial transactions totaling more than $1.1 billion, which J.P. Morgan reported to the federal government as possible evidence of his child sex trafficking. reported to the federal government, so therefore in the hands of the federal government. It has been nearly a week since Democratic Senator Ron Wyden formally demanded last week that Trump's Treasury Department release its thousands and thousands of files on Epstein's financial records. On top of that, NBC News reports as of this weekend that Trump's Justice Department is now specifically opposing the news organization's request to unseal the names of two people who Jeffrey Epstein paid in 2018. He paid one of them $100,000 and another $250,000. Federal prosecutors described these people as potential co-conspirators of Epstein who were paid off by him. Federal prosecutors described those payments as potential witness tampering. NBC News reports that Trump's Justice Department has formally asked a federal judge to keep those names secret.
Now, why do you think Trump would do that? Ask to keep
people close to him, probably,
or maybe him.
Nah.
Hang on.
Nah.
Okay, fine. You don't believe it's him, but you are willing to acknowledge it's his friends. So if he's friends with Epstein and he's now friends with people that Epstein was paying off, you believe that. But Trump's just a good guy who happens to have all these friends that are sexually assaulting children?
I do not think he sexually assaulted children. I do not.
Okay, we'll keep going.
Okay.
I don't see how you cannot, how you can get to that conclusion. With the evidence that's there for the public to see. You know, when I first found out about Epstein and like Bill Clinton and Trump and all this shit, like I didn't know much about it. At first, like my first thought was this sounds more like what Pizzagate shit. You know, this sounds more like fucking, you know, QAnon bullshit. You know, and I think at first, excuse me. At first, I think it was that, you know, I think the Epstein thing, like, kind of came out, like, at least the pressure to release the Epstein files kind of came out of that QAnon movement, kind of infiltrated larger MAGA as a whole, and really the Manoverse gave it a microphone. Excuse me, cherry Pepsi's making me burpy. So, I don't understand how you can think otherwise. Like, you have all the, like, even before, like, Trump was president, there was always, you know, questions about Trump's young girlfriends, you know, because he wasn't always married. Like, you know, Ivanka died, and there was that whole string of high-profile girlfriends and or whatever. But, like, it was known that Donald Trump always liked young women. So, I mean, that's always been known. There was always, like, the ickiness with his daughter. Like, people, that was before his presidency. People were talking about that shit before his presidency. There was the American Miss Teen pageant that he owned and said that he, you know, it's a wonderful thing that he can walk up into the dressing rooms to these young naked teenagers because he owned the place. You know, like, I don't see how you can come to the absolute denial that that dude could not possibly do this. Like, no, like, that's just an absolute denial of reality. And it's fucking scary. Because that's my dad right now. That's my fucking dad right now.
He seeks to have them unredacted. And now today we get this, which President Trump said did not exist. Donald Trump, in fact, sued the Wall Street Journal when they reported this summer that Trump had signed a birthday book for Jeffrey Epstein with some sort of a crude doodle of a naked woman and an enigmatic note from Trump to Epstein that seemed to suggest some kind of shared secret between them. Trump denied he had done any such thing and brought a big splashy lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal for publishing the claim that he had done such a thing, that such a letter with...
You remember this, right? We talked about this on the show.
Yes.
You said you didn't think it existed. Here it is.
Okay, but he did not do that. And he has a lawsuit against them for this.
That's his signature at the bottom of it.
He said he did not do this.
Right, but he's lying. That's his signature right there.
He said he did not do this.
And I'm saying he did.
Okay.
And that's just like what argument is that? He said he did not do, like, people lie. It's right there. He said it didn't exist. It's right there. Like, God, it's fucking heartbreaking. This is the cult.
It's his signature. Like, but what are you seeing? Do you
Anybody
think that's
can
his
write
signature?
that signature. Anybody could do that signature, Chad,
Okay,
to say
well,
he did it.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Exist. Well, now today, in response to a congressional subpoena, what do you know? There it is. The text apparently written by Donald Trump to child sex abuser Jeffrey Epstein. This is what it says. Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. And then it is signed. See the typewritten text there, Donald J. Trump.
So you believe this image, all of that text that we just read, the wonderful secrets, the drawing of this naked woman's body with no arms, you believe someone else did all of that and fake signed his name?
Yes, I do. Now,
Why?
you're
Why
picking
would
this
anyone
up.
hang on, Mom? Why would anyone do that?
Just to
And this
get
is
back at Trump?
decades ago. To get back at Trump.
But-
This is decades ago. He was not running for
So?
office.
They make things up, Chad.
Okay.
You're seeing this on your news channels. What I'm seeing.
Who is they? And this is what happens when you have a president telling gullible people that don't understand politics, they just trust their president, that media is the enemy. Only trust my media. That's a fucking problem, man. Like, a lot of these people are old. They're from a different era, a different generation. Politics just wasn't what it was, what it is now. They don't fucking understand the nuances of modern America. And I'm not trying to say, like, too fucking old. I'm talking about my dad here. He just doesn't get it. It's honestly, like, heartbreaking that this man has taken advantage of so many people. That these people just blindly worship him and trust him. Because of the office he has been able to fucking somehow get twice and abuse and defile. Like, just fucking screwing over. Like, these people don't even realize, like, that they're going to be affected by this big beautiful bill next year too. After the midterms, they just don't get it because he told them they wouldn't be. This is what we're dealing with.
On my news channels is Trump standing there saying, this is malarkey, I didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And on Newsmax, they're saying this is not true. And they're trying to smear him again.
But this happened decades ago. How is it now? Like, you're saying they're trying to use this to smear him. Why would anybody 20 whatever years ago have...
It was the fucking Illuminati. You know, the Illuminati knew. They knew that Donald Trump was going to become president somehow, some way. No, you know, nobody... They knew that nobody was going to give him a chance, that it was like an outside shot in hell he'd ever get through those primaries, and somehow he fucking did it, and they knew he'd do it. And they knew that he was going to beat Hillary Clinton and the Clinton political machine. Right? Because, you know, Illuminati, deep state, they, who the fuck is they? Who the fuck could do that? Come on, man.
Faked this to try and smear him now? He wasn't
Because
running
that-
for office. He wasn't even like, he was kind of famous or whatever as a celebrity, but there was no need to create something to smear him in a private book that only Jeffrey Epstein had. How is it a smear if it's not public? That was a private document given to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday.
I just have seen Trump on 3 different occasions on TV and different channels saying, I did not do that. That's not my signature.
Of course.
And that
Okay.
it's not true.
Well, right now, Rachel.
Didn't he also say he never fucked Stormy Daniels? And didn't he settle that outside of court? And didn't like other Playboy models come out and be like, oh yeah, remember me too? Like the dude is a liar. He just lied to you about Charlie Kirk's shooter for 3 days. He came on Fox News this morning and lied to you. That should make you furious. You know, all politicians lie, but they don't just do it blatantly to where, like, they're like, yeah, it's basically like Donald Trump comes out, looks in the Fox News camera and says, I'm lying to you. And the person watching hears what Trump just said, I'm lying to you. And what they hear is, I'm not lying to you. It's fucking insane.
Mato is going to show you that it is his signature. So check this out.
With a handwritten signature, Donald, beneath it. So it is all written like on the body of a naked woman-ish. The president apparently describing a shared secret between him and Jeffrey Epstein, a bizarre reference to age, and quote, certain things that the two men have in common. Yeah, okay. The White House today decided to claim that this is not really from Donald Trump, that this is clearly, in their words, not his signature on this document. Pretty immediately, other examples were obtained of President Trump signing his first name in various contexts right around that time. And the signature from those other uncontested signatures of his, I don't know, looks pretty exactly the same. I mean, just a layman's understanding of these things. But here, look. This is the birthday book for Epstein that has Trump purportedly signing it, Donald, in 2003. Here, the New York Times publishes an example of a book Trump signed to Jeffrey Epstein in 1997. Donald. Here's the Wall Street.
All right, and you guys see it, and they're gonna show them all together. It's the same fucking signature. But what kind of asshole signs their name like that? Like, it's really like you can see the arrogance in his signature.
Journal publishing an example of a letter Trump signed Donald in the year 2000. Here's the Wall Street Journal publishing an example of a letter Trump signed Donald in 2006. Now, I'm no forensic handwriting expert, but if the White House is hinging its whole defense against how ferociously...
I mean, you can see slight differences. I'm no expert either. I do watch like a lot of those types of videos on YouTube, though. I do find them fascinating. Like the signature videos and most especially like body language and video. Like, I know it's like a pseudoscience, but a lot of times I think they fucking nail it, man. So, but I enjoy it. It's entertaining. But I mean, you can see like slight differences. Like some of this O is a little more pronounced than this shit is like scribbled really fast. But it's all like the same. It's and you're gonna see the justification, but that's a rather, I would say, unusual signature. I don't think that just anybody could, forge that. Like, you're good. I mean, and if it was some grand conspiracy, granted, it would take a master forger, probably, right? You'd have to pay a lot of money to get that signature right. But it's the same fucking signature. It's like they were friends back then. They were friends, and it was his birthday. Come the fuck on, bro. It's his shit.
Creepy and suspicious this all is on how much these signatures don't all look alike.
Finally, like, bro culture seems to have like infiltrated me, because I say bro too much now, and I never used to say that shit. I used to like kind of be like, really, like, but now I say it all the fucking time. Like, bro culture has won. Bro culture won, and it's sad. It's fucking sad.
Like how much these signatures don't look like each other. If that's their defense, that's a terrible defense.
Look at those signatures. Do you think they're the same?
Yes, they are. And anybody could reproduce his signature.
Why would they fake that again?
Not
This
just
thing that
anybody.
they gave to Jeffrey
To
Epstein.
try to take him down.
But how would that take him down if when that book was given to Epstein, it was a single copy, a birthday gift for Epstein? No one knew about it. It's not in public. How does that take anyone down?
All right, I think we get the gist. And it's just going to be piling on at this moment. We have covered the point I wanted to make. 6 watch. I wonder, like, do I show it? I said I was going to, so I should. I kind of want to watch it myself. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Anything. See, I don't know. Yeah, I am. How am I still subscribed to Destiny? That's why it's so dominant on my feed. I unsubscribed from. I know for a fact I unsubscribed from the Young Turks. So I mean, I think YouTube be doing some shit. Anything else? What was I looking for? I can't remember. You guys probably wouldn't know. I got sidetracked. Oh shit! I'm like, what the fuck? How? Yeah, I unsubscribed from Destiny back during when the whole releasing like sex tapes without consent. I think there was some revenge porn shit. I was like, yeah, I'm just, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but I don't have to be subscribed. And with the Young Turks, it was with their right turn. I can't remember what I was fucking looking for now. I can't remember. I guess it must not have been important. All right. Yeah, I guess we're... So this conversation I had last night, or yesterday afternoon when I got out of work, and I went for quite a while. I'm going to show it pretty much uninterrupted. The parts that I'm there, I know I do leave to go pick up my daughter for a while. I think I had a couple stops after, so I was gone for a good portion. But an interesting conversation. So it's going to open up, and it's going to be immediate with our friend Bubblegum Gun there. Comes in, you'll see him as Darth, whatever his fucking name is. He's an asshole. I don't like the guy. He knows I don't like the guy. He knows it. I'm still the same knock. I'm just a little calmer. I don't know what I just heard in the background. Not sure what that was. I should probably go check what that was, and I'm gonna be able to because we're gonna play this shit. And I might interject every once in a while, but I'm gonna try to make it rare. Again, Missing Mod's channel is in the description. If you enjoy watching live conversations, she has quite a few of them. And yeah, go subscribe to Missing Mod.
It seems like a cool guy. Like, he'd be fun to play video games with and stuff. Probably have some interesting conversations. I like philosophy. The brain in the vat. How we're actually existential creatures that are just a mind in a mason jar, hooked up to a computer, and all our reality is just a simulation. Yeah, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Even if all of that was true, even if we are a brain in a vat in a simulation or whatever, I'm still gonna believe in Jesus, right? So I don't know. These guys, they just say big words, to try to sound smart and fancy and oh, you don't know what this means. So it's just weird tactics. I don't know. Go ahead.
Sorry. It is weird.
For sure. Hello, Knock.
Yo, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm gonna have to leave here in about a half an hour to go pick up my daughter, but yeah, I'm good. I don't know who Josh was talking about. I think everybody tries to use specific terminologies for their specific ends. You know, it's something that I'm trying to like. I don't know. I'm trying to be beyond that now, you know. But I just think it's something that everybody's doing, especially now, and it's only going to get worse.
What do you think about this Charlie Kirk thing?
I've spent several hours now talking about it. My initial reaction, and I don't know. Like, I think it's probably one of three scenarios. I think it's, or one of several scenarios. The most probable being that it's a left-wing extremist who chose now for some reason to take out Charlie Kirk. I don't understand why. Or it's a black ops operation to spark outrage. It's one of these, like, let me find my OBS again, because I got to address that. So I've covered it a little bit. Why is it like that? All right. Bree, I've covered it a little bit. But I didn't find out any. Somebody mentioned that. Robin mentioned that in the chat. So I don't know the validity to it. I have the information that I had coming in here was that he was registered, or for one, despite what Republicans and Republicans and Trump himself has been saying for 3 days, not a transgender left-wing extremist. Surprise, surprise, because there's just not very many left-wing extremists in the country. Or, at least not many violent left-wing extremists in the country. Our stats are way low on that front. And it was as far as I knew coming in, a registered nonpartisan, so registered independent person that had donated to the Trump campaign and had worn a Trump costume for Halloween. And that was the information that I had, and I've done my bit of speculating, but then Robin came in with the Groyper thing, and I'm not surprised. Because I did, and I have talked about for over the last couple days that Charlie Kirk has always had a problem with people to the farther right than he was, Nick Fuentes being one of those people, and that there were two things, like shortly before his death that he was talking about. One of those was frustration with the Groypers, with Nick Fuentes especially. And frustration with, and then what's been reported as him saying that he's terrified that Israel will kill him if he turns against them. So yeah, the Groypers thing is new, and it's good to see that kind of verified. Yeah, and I know the Groypers have flipped on MAGA. So yeah, if that comes out that he was a Groyper. Yeah, like the whole argument's fucking dead. So that would be great, but I haven't really. We talked about it, but I haven't, covered it here. And now I'm into this conversation. So if I can on this other screen here, I might try to find that information. This conversation is interesting. It happened yesterday. It's between a bunch of people, but somebody new comes in really hot about. Some of the things she's been told about Charlie Kirk, that it's a transgender extremist leftist. She has some really hot opinions, and me being me might break out a couple fuck bombs just to put her in her place. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? So this conversation was interesting, and I'll definitely try to see if I can't find out what's going on since I started streaming 2.5 hours ago now. So, all right, we'll get back to this. it could be one of these like white supremacist groups, like the Minnesota shooter appears to have been a part of, that wants to sow chaos. They don't really have any like end goal, like politically, outside of like, let's sow chaos, and maybe enough chaos to have like anarchy in the country or some shit. I don't know. It does seem like what most concerns me is the rhetoric of like Democrats have declared war on us. Like this is somehow like, you know, let's say that this person turns out to be an anti-fascist, right? An Antifa member or something along those lines. I would say that this person is a horrible person that, and we need to do something about mental health. We need to do something about. Oh yeah! Immediately, I'm seeing trusted sources telling me, or you know, I'm seeing. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna sit on this. I'm gonna let this conversation here play. But yeah, I definitely see now. You know, the whole narrative of the last few days, fucked. Oh my God, that's Tyler in a Trump shirt? No. Oh, Jill, I'm so sorry for you, Jill. Jill, let me come up here for a second. Oh my gosh, I gotta speak to Jill because he has to be heartbroken. If he hasn't seen it yet, oh my God, I wish I was there the moment you see it, Jill. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's beautiful. All right, we're gonna sit on it. We're gonna get back to the conversation. You guys have made me very happy today. A happy knock is a good knock. A happy knock is a good knock. Holy fucking shit, that is awesome. Like I don't know all the. I know I broke your eardrum. Sorry. Around, maybe be a little more truthful. Maybe have a president that's a little more truthful. But like the fact that you're saying this is war, like that's very scary rhetoric coming from the right wing right now,
bro.
It's like most importantly.
Let's look at the tally. Let's look at the count, right?
Can we at least?
And now that I'm thinking about it, I have a feeling this conversation for Darth and whoever other fucktards gonna be coming in here and talking. This conversation is not gonna age well for them, and it's only a day. CJ Cox, if you're out there, I am so not sorry, you fascist fuck.
Just acknowledge that Bubblegum is here. Come on, guys.
Yes. Hello, Bubblegum Gun.
Yeah, what's happening?
Or Darth. Yes.
I'm just being bombarded with the Charlie Kirk stuff. You know, God bless him, and he's in with Jesus now, and it's not fun when anybody dies.
But I just find it ridiculous to even suggest that like a right winger assassinated Charlie Kirk. Like, sure, a lot of us, like for example, Nick Fuentes didn't like Charlie Kirk, but we didn't want the guy assassinated. We wanted him to like lose in the debates. So yeah, it's obviously who the person who obviously killed him was some sort of radical lefty, and I was over there looping.
You can make that assumption. You can
I'm Dutch. I'm Dutch, so I'm not entirely in the loop. But could it be that this was one of these infamous guys they keep talking about, but we haven't seen?
It was a trans. The guy who did it was a trans. You've seen the picture.
No, I mean a good guy with a gun. Or
the big gun would in this scenario would be like the cops.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why is it even a point of conversation, and why does it fucking matter? I don't care if you're a radical lefty shooting at Charlie Kirk or you're a radical righty shooting at Democratic senators in Michigan. I don't care.
Yeah, because only one side seems to be endorsing it, right?
I'm pretty sure she meant Minnesota.
I saw
a bunch of Democrats. I saw a bunch of Democrats saying that political violence is uncalled for. So I don't know who you think is.
When those Democratic senators, the right wing celebrating on Twitter. Yeah, there was no right wing celebrating on Twitter when that happened.
Inciting violence on Twitter.
Okay.
So you can spin that however you like. What do they mean when they say this is war?
Has been covering this.
All right, and I should warn you guys, there's going to be a lot of over talking. Pixie talks, I talk. Darth, you cannot shut the fuck up. I think it does get better, and I'm noticing like this is good for me to watch because my microphone needs to be turned up a little bit when I go into these rooms, because I think people turn me down a little bit because I do tend to talk and dominate conversations sometimes. At least, I mean, I was known for going into rooms hot, especially when I was drunk. So, it's understandable, but it does seem like I'm a little lower than everybody else.
It's for so long.
It doesn't
What do you mean when you say this is more?
Because that's going to help, and everyone's going to be able to hear us.
Oh, yeah, and Peter talks too.
I'm going to take off later this month.
Bye,
Josh.
It doesn't
Stay
matter
here.
if you're shooting the
All right,
Democratic
see ya.
senators, if you're shooting right-wing Charlie Kirk, if you're shooting the healthcare CEO, or if you're shooting a lady at the gas station. You suck. You suck as a person.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah. Well, this happened yesterday. This is part of the stream I had planned. I had covered like Charlie Kirk for the first, I don't know, couple hours, and then we covered this funny thing a little bit ago. I covered a bit of Brett Keene's stupid atheist shit. And now we're finding out like, oh boy is like a Trumper, but yeah, not really surprised there. But yeah, I'm gonna stop interrupting it. Like, we will talk over each other a lot. That happens in rooms, and it happens a lot with like really domineering people. And pretty much everybody in the room, except for Missing Mod, I would say, are like really domineering people when it comes to these conversations. There'll be moments of that, like it, but I think that it should come through clear, because I don't think it happens through the whole fucking thing. And if it doesn't, then I'll just stop and we'll pay attention to what's coming out about the Groiper.
there was no condemnation from the left when that healthcare CEO got shot. What did Aiden do? He celebrated, right? When freaking Trump got almost killed, there was no condemnation from him. We constantly see this celebration when we get killed, but like there was no when that Democratic senator got killed, nobody was celebrating that on the right.
Actually, there are people on the far right who celebrate. But there are people on the far.
You are fucking blind, and you're trying to.
Show me.
You're trying to bulldoze the conversation. Oh yeah, my mic, and that's why I kept getting overtalked. I think it's because my mic, for some reason, like right now, my mic is blasting. Right, like I got my mic turned up in my computer. It makes it a lot louder. So I think people, Missing Mod either has me turned down, or I just, like, I tried to turn myself up, but it didn't seem like I could do it like I could when I controlled rooms. So maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But I couldn't turn my mic up because I thought that might be a problem, because I was getting overtalked a lot. And with this microphone, I shouldn't be getting overtalked. So yeah, I'm not sure if my mic's going to be low like that. It's not really worth me watching. I don't think so. I should have kind of watched it before, I guess, but I just remember the conversation I had yesterday.
Both sides are the same. There were people on the far right who celebrate, just like there are people on the far left who celebrate.
Yeah.
But saying that
Nobody
anybody
was
who
celebrating when
identifies
those
with the
senators
left
got
in
shot.
any manner is somehow in this
Thank
same
goodness.
vein is
Speak that
ridiculous,
modesty.
because I know plenty of people who did speak out against it, and they were Democrats. And if you don't want to hear that, that's fine, but you can't say it didn't happen.
Yes, there's people on the left who are going to speak out, but there's obviously a lot of people who are celebrating
Can I
it.
just point out one thing? Last I checked, isn't it the Democrats who are in favor of gun control? Would be stupid if they wanted to shoot people to have gun control, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're contradictory. Who
throwing
cares,
that out
man?
there.
Yeah,
It
they're
was a
contradictory
snapped
people.
person, obviously. It was a snapped, insane person.
Yeah, well, he was trans, so he was not.
Bubblegum,
he was not there.
are you saying
That has not. All right, yeah. So this shit. Oh my god. Thank you, Bree. Jill, you poor bastard. You poor bastard. So Tyler Robinson's voter registration. Lives in Lehigh, Utah. Voter affiliation, party affiliation, Republican Party. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Holy shit. Let's come back up here. Holy shit. It's on my phone, and I got an old phone now. I'm gonna get a new phone, but it's on my phone. That's a sad day for Donald Trump right there. So voter status inactive. So what does that mean? He didn't vote? I'm not sure what voter status means. But still, that's gotta suck. Not the left wing, far left activist, extremist. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to focus on that with my mic low, and this is more important anyway. We'll probably cover that if I can figure out how to like raise my microphone up in these rooms, because I don't think it's just like missing Mod's room. I think it's every room I go into I have this issue. But I am a domineering person, so maybe everybody just has me turned down. They don't remember. But I'm sure there's got to be a way I could turn myself up. I know like other people turn themselves up in my shit. Where am I at? So... Alright. Alright, let's see. What I just saw. Yeah, alright, so what I think I'm going to do is in the stream. And I'm going to get information, maybe have a room, maybe jump in a room if I find something. But I mainly want to absorb information so I can fucking gloat to all the people in my fucking feeds talking about killing Democrats and leftists. Because it's been like 3 days now. And I kind of went off on them a little bit already as soon as we found out like it wasn't what the president's been saying. But they haven't had enough of it. They haven't. They need more. They need to know the good news. That it was their own. That killed their own. Oh, God, this is going to be beautiful. I want to thank Bree. I want to thank Robin for being the bearers of such obviously, just obvious news, right? Like, duh. You know, of course, like, I think we all kind of knew this was going to happen. We've just been waiting for it patiently through all the bullshit that's been happening on the internets. And we've just been so patient, just so patient. And we should all be proud of that. We should all be proud that we're not fascist fucks that just want to hate people and just want to get rid of anybody that disagrees with them, because they're not free speech absolutists, they're not patriots, they're fascists. And they're fucking bullshitters. They're such bullshitters. We just covered it in this stream not that long ago, that they bullshit themselves in real time. We should feel sad for them, but we must not. They are more than a basket of deplorables. They're more than a basket of despicables. They're everything they've always said we were. And it eats them up inside, because they're petty, petty people. And the earth isn't flat, bitches. So maybe I'll see you soon with a room. But I have a feeling ain't too many folks gonna want to be talking tonight. Y'all have a good one. Maybe a room very, very soon. If I'm gonna do one, it's gonna be soon. So if I'm gonna do one, you'll see a notification soon.